Hello, Nigel.
Good to see you. Now,
great to see you here.
You are a resolute campaigner, really for the individual against the overbearing state. How big does this feel to you? I mean, you're a veteran of this. How big does this feel?
Well, firstly, it's great that you're here. But, you know, I think this is a brilliant, brilliant moment. I think millions of our public love our farmers, hardworking, really the backbone of Britain, and it's our food. And they're very concerned about some of the technocratic impositions, no discussion about what the implications are, just imposed blanketly across everyone. It's callous. I think the public understand that, and it's really exciting to see so many people here. We've got tractors, you've just been on one, I saw that. We've got farmers, but we've also got small businesses, we've got drivers, haulage people, we've got retail, hospitality, from farm to fork. And we're all saying we're here supporting our farmers, but this is about all of us, about food independence. 70,000 small family farms threatened. Some people like to be cavalier and go, it's just those wealthy landowners. This is really representative of the problem, right? A disdain for the public, a disdain for something that's so important in Britain. I think really the government has an opportunity. Why not take a step back and discuss with the farmers, reflect on this, have some consultation, don't double down. But really, I'm not seeing any signs of that, and I think they should hear today that this is the public roaring. There's going to be much more of that, and we're really excited that we have an opportunity to all support our farmers because we know how much the public supports them together.
Yeah, and the great countryside they've left to us, that we all enjoy, that the rest of the world, frankly, the rest of the world's quite jealous of in many, many ways. See, I was here 20 years ago.
Yeah.
400,000 people marching peacefully against the hunting ban that was being brought in, and it got us nowhere because truth is Blair was going to win the next election anyway. But I do think that with 100 or so Labour MPs from rural or semi-rural constituencies, I mean, they're going to have to shift on this.
I think they are, and I think it's interesting. I mean, the Countryside Alliance, if you look at the head there, she's actually a Baroness Labour. You know, I think there's a situation where many people, like we're seeing with some of the other things on net zero, where some unions are saying, actually, this is impacting working people. We're seeing that with the GMB, we're seeing it with others. You can't just have this disdain where you're not engaged with the public and you realise the impact of these consequences. It's not just a kind of coffee chat where you don't think about ramifications and consequences. I think you're right. I think that really anyone who's sensible, if I was having that conversation here in Whitehall, I'd be briefing them to say, take stock, show that you've got some reflection, you know, take a step back, have some sense of what your relationship with the public is. I can't see it happening, but they should do that. I think, you know, we've seen, Nigel, haven't we, that there's been a contempt for the public. There's been name calling and smearing. We've seen terrible things. Hopefully we're not going to get a knock on the door for saying that. But what's so good today is there's so many different people here, and we're really excited. And we're going to keep supporting our farmers. It's massively important.
Yeah, well, I believe this is actually today's the start of something that's going to be much, much bigger. And the other thing, of course, this also affects small businesses, family businesses. That's not even being talked about.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I come from the background of hospitality. You know, we have hundreds of thousands of signatories. Many of them are from the hospitality and retail sector. If you've got a small business and this IHT, the inheritance tax, has now come down, that's going to impact everyone, as you say. Yeah. Also, all the other parts of the business, from farm to fork, right? All the haulage companies. There's a huge multiplier effect across all of this. We've just been in Wales on the weekend. Great farmers there doing stuff. We've come back, you know, the whole ecosystem, dare I say that term, but in a proper way, that's actually going to be impacted by all of this. This is really huge, and I would really encourage everyone in the public who hasn't got involved, let your MPs hear from you. We know that when we have calls to action, when your MPs hear from you and they know that you're annoyed about that, tell them your vote depends on this. Let's support our farmers and let's send a resounding message to everyone in the Cabinet and in Parliament together.
Alan Millett, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nigel.